faiths. Islam. The majority of Tunisians consider themselves to be Muslim, mostly Sunnis belonging to the Malikite madhab, although there has never been a study on the exact proportions. Also, a small number of Abadi Muslims still exist among the Berber speakers of Djerba Island. The government controls and subsidizes mosques and pays the salaries of prayer leaders. The President appoints the Grand Mufti of the Republic. The 1988 law on mosques provides that only personnel appointed by the government may lead activities in mosques and stipulates that mosques must remain closed except during prayer times and other authorized religious ceremonies, such as marriages or funerals. Some people may be interrogated just for associating of being seen in the street with practicing Muslims. New mosques may be built in accordance with national urban planning regulations. However, upon completion, they become the property of the government. The government also partially subsidizes the Jewish community. There is a small indigenous Sufi Muslim community. However, there are no statistics regarding its size. Reliable sources report that many Sufis left the country shortly after independence when the religious buildings and land reverted to the government. Although the Sufi community is small, its tradition of mysticism permeates the practice of Islam throughout the country. There is a small indigenous Marabotic Muslim community that belongs to spiritual brotherhoods known as Turut. The Muslim holidays of Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr, and Mawlid are considered national holidays in Tunisia. Christianity. The Christian community, composed of indigenous residents, Tunisians of Italian and French descent, and a large group of native-born citizens of Berber and Arab descent, numbers 25,000 and is dispersed throughout the country. For the late 19th century to after World War II, Tunisia was home to large populations of Christian French and Italian descent, although nearly all of them, along with the Jewish population, left after Tunisia became independent. There are an estimated 20,000 Catholics. The Roman Catholic Church in Tunisia, which forms the Archdiocese of Tunis, operates 12 churches, 9 schools, several libraries, and 2 clinics. In addition to holding religious services, the Catholic Church opened a monastery, freely organized cultural activities, and performed charitable work throughout the country. According to church leaders, there are 2,000 Protestant practicing Christians, including a few hundred citizens who have converted to Christianity. The Russian Orthodox Church has approximately 100 practicing members and operates a church in Tunis and another in Bizatek. The Reformed Church of France maintains a church in Tunis, with a congregation of 140 primarily foreign members. The Anglican Church has a church in Tunis with several hundred predominantly foreign members. There are 50 Seventh-day Adventists. The 30-member Greek Orthodox Church maintained 3 churches. Occasionally, Catholic and Protestant religious groups held services in private residences or other locations. Scattered among the various churches, though mostly evangelical, are also a number of Christian believers from a Muslim background. A 2015 study estimates some 500 such individuals in Tunisia. Judaism is the country's third largest religion with 1,500 members. 1/3 of the Jewish population lives in and around the capital, and is descended predominantly from Israelite and Spanish immigrants. The remainder lives on the island of Djerba, where the Jewish community dates back 2,500 years. Baha'i faith. The Baha'i faith in Tunisia begins circa 1910 when the first Baha'i arrives, possibly from Egypt. In 1963 a survey of the community counted 1 assembly and 18 organized groups of Baha'is in Tunisia. U.S. State Department 2001 estimates mention the Baha'i community at about 150 persons. However, Association of Religion Data Archives and several other sources point to over 1,000 Baha'is in the country. Freedom of religion. The Constitution of Tunisia provides for freedom of religion, belief and the freedom to practice the rites of one's religion unless they disturb the public order. However, the government imposes some restrictions on this right. The Constitution declares the country's determination to adhere to the teachings of Islam and stipulates that Islam is the official state religion, and that the president must be Muslim. The government does not permit the establishment of political parties on the basis of religion and prohibits efforts to proselytize to other than Islam. Although changing religions is legal, there is great societal pressure against conversion of Muslims to other religions. The government allows a small number of foreign religious charitable non-governmental organizations to operate and provide social services.